Hey everybody, I just wanted to give a quick update for my board game here. I got a few new cards for it. Oh, thank you so much, and my assistant here. I got a few new cards. I just want to kind of go over a few of these. Oh, thank you. And he's showing the first ones here. Guy, I'll get to these here in a second. So with the old version of the game, the item cards, which consist of your sub weapons. Yep, look. They can see it fine, which consisted of your sub weapons and your heart. One of the issues that I didn't address in it is there's like 35 cards, and like 18 of those were sub weapons and 17 of those were hearts, and it was too many sub weapons. And like in my version of the game, like in most of the actual Castlevania games, using an axe cost 1 heart. Well, in my version, an axe costs 6 hearts. They get higher and higher based off of the more damage, and so like the knife uses 2 hearts, holy water uses 3 hearts, etc., etc. Yes, you can open it. Okay. Anyway, so, and it was just, it's like, well, gee, like, I can't use my sub weapons if I don't have enough hearts. And if technically more than half of the sub weapons, or sorry, half of the items are sub weapons, like I can't do anything. So I got 35 more items, and they're all just hearts. And so, yeah, it makes it harder to find items, but it also means that you are able to get hearts faster and easier. And of course, hearts come in as 1 heart, or a small heart is worth 1, and the big heart is worth 5. So I thought maybe I would add those in. One of the other things is for those are hearts. So one of the other things I thought too. Oh, awesome, thank you. And this isn't the end of the world. This was just my own personal, OCD, I guess. But for these, it just says monster cards. Well, I wanted to separate the boss fights, and now it's the same back. It just says boss on it. It just says boss, and so that's exactly what this is. As you can tell, hey, these are supposed to be a boss fight. Again, it's not the end of the world, but it just looked better for me on the back. The other quick things here is I've added in a few new cards, as well as new cards for the backs here. Now we have upgrade, and that's exactly what it is. It's an upgrade to Belmont. So we got upgrade boss orb. And so these are just the 5 boss orbs you can get, and this is a new card. I mean, it's part of the random random encounter deck here, but I will explain it here in a second. Sorry, I'm helping out my son. There we go. Okay, sorry. Anyways, so first things first, let's actually just go over these. Yeah, so for the boss orbs, they're still just the normal boss orbs. It's nothing special about them. The only thing's different is the back. Yep, all right, guy. Okay. Sorry, he's playing Let's Go Eevee, and I'm just getting him going here. Sorry about that. So anyways, but the thing is the old boss orbs were just had the random encounter back, and it's like, well, you don't find a boss orb as a random encounter. It's a special card. It's a special thing. You just don't get a boss orb by just drawing it out of the deck. So I wanted to separate that. Hey, these are technically 2 different things. These are 2 different things. So all right, buddy. And so I wanted to get these changed to just being different. So now the 5 boss orbs have their own thing. Same with there are three cards that are Omnia Vanitas, Belmont's Bigger Bag, and Heart Reducer, which are upgrade items. And I wanted to make sure that they had their own thing because they were also a random encounter card, and so it's like you're not finding random encounter upgrades as you go. Yeah, you can't see it, but he's pointing to Castlevania on the Switch. So, anyways, so I wanted to give these cards a little bit of a different, just background to it, which brings me to my next point. I know I'm kind of going off here a bit, but so we still have your basic Omnia Vanitas, and you still have the Heart Reducer, which is not very exciting name, but it is what it is. In Belmont's Bigger Bag, which so I talked a bit about these cards here last time, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but I did add in some new cards, which those cards are, so we got the triple shot and the double shot. Now, these are different from how they are in the actual Castlevania game, because in Castlevania, at least the old school ones, if you had a double shot, it meant you could throw double the amount of item that you had, or it meant that you could have two of that item on the screen at once, and the triple shot meant you could have three of that item on the screen at once. So it led to the point here. Well, how do I do this in a board game setting? Because in my board game, the sub items do quite a bit. Again, let's just use the axe here. It actually does 1d12 worth of damage. It costs six hearts, but it does 1d12, and so most of the fights that you fight, that would, assuming you got the maximum amount of damage, it would kill that person instantly. Only the boss fights have 16 health, and then of course count Dracula has 20 health, but like a level one a level one fight has 4 hit points, level 2 6, level 3 8, and a level 4 fight has 10, and so that would kill. And so it's like, okay, well, if we're going based off of this for an actual original game here, and you threw 2 axes at once here, and I could do this in a couple of different ways. I could have it that for if you have or if you use one sub weapon, if you use 1 heart's worth. And so again, and I'm making sense here, that if you were to use an axe, which is 6 hearts, then for the one 6 use hearts, 2 axes come out, if that makes sense. But the problem is that would be a minimum of 2 damage, which is fine, but a maximum of 24, and that's for the double shot. And then for the triple shot, we're looking at a minimum of 3. And again, I'm looking at the most extreme here, but then with a maximum of 36. Yeah, oh, 36. Geez, and if you did 36 points of damage, it just doesn't make the game fun, because unlike the actual games where you as a Belmont have to go and fight, someone else is controlling Count Dracula and his minions, and so like that person or those people want to win, like they want a equal chance too, because they are on the other side. They want to stop Belmont. And so yeah, that probably just wasn't going to happen. And I said, well, maybe I could do it where try to balance things out, that like yeah, you can pay several hearts. So again, if we use that axe here, and if you have the double shot, well, you can now pay 12 hearts and throw 2 axes. Okay, there is that. Or you could throw the, what is it, 18 hearts, and throw that third axe. Yeah, it still comes back down to, man, just this is too unfair. And you're saying, well, gee, Tommy, what did you do instead? This long-winded, long-winded explanation. Yeah, if I can say that word. Um, so what did you do for it? Well, it's simple as this. It's just, and I'm sure you guys can read this as well as I can here on the screen. This card is granted to Belmont after he successfully defeats 10 monsters for the triple shot and 5 monsters with a double shot with his current sub weapon. The stopwatch doesn't work with this card. So if you again, using those axes and you defeat five monsters with the axes, you get awarded the double shot. And so when Belmont has this upgrade and uses his sub weapon, he automatically deals an extra 2 damage with that sub weapon if the sub weapon is used. So that's what we did for it. Instead of, you just get 2 extra damage, which isn't all that bad. Because again, a minimum of, what do you see, pal? Yeah. So like, if you got even a 1 on the die, you're still doing a minimum of 3. Man, I cannot say my THs. So and then at the bottom it says Belmont will lose this upgrade if he changes his current sub weapon to a new one, but may start the process over again with the new sub weapon. So if you had axes and you got the holy water, well, then you're gonna lose your double shot. And then for triple shot, it's the same thing except for it has 10, and it will replace the double shot. So you're not doing a +5. It's just, yeah. So that's what the double and triple shots are. I know that was kind of a long-winded thing. Hopefully that makes sense. And then the other thing here is the other card I got is Item Crash. Now, I thought and said, you know what, I could do an individual item crash, which first off, this is Circle of the Moon, but it was like the only picture of like an item crash I could find. Or item crush, I've heard it, but I'm calling it item crash in this game here. And so I toyed for a bit. I said, well, I could do all sorts of different things. I could have it be that, one card is Hydrostorm. One card is Grand Cross. Various other things. No, it's just you're gonna have to use a little bit of your own imagination with it. And so this is Belmont is granted this upgrade only after he has reached at least level 3 in all 4 of his stats. So again, your stats are your whip, your armor, your acrobatics, and your hearts. And so you would have to be at least level 3 for all of those. So yeah, you cannot get it unless that happens. It says here, oh, and my heater's going off, so hopefully you can hear me still. When Belmont uses a sub weapon and has this upgrade, he may unleash the sub weapon's true power by choosing to pay double the heart cost to deal double sub weapon damage, or in the case of stopwatch, double the length of time a monster is frozen. The Belmont, and I put S in parentheses in case more folks are playing, will roll damage as normal, but simply double it. You could roll the dice twice. That's fine too. I was just trying to make it easy. In addition, if Belmont has the double or triple shot upgrade, their power is also doubled. So if you have the double shot, what do you have there, pal? Okay. So if you have the double shot and you're doing it an extra 4 to it, right? And so that's all that is. And so, it just gives a little extra, and now there's always the chance, and I hate to say it, but you say, oh, I want to pay the 12 hearts and do double axe damage, and then you roll 2 1s. And, you know, it's like, gee, I just used 12 hearts to essentially just deal 2 points of damage, which certainly sucks, you know, and I get it, that sucks, you know, it's the risk, you didn't have to use it, it's the risk that you made, and now you have to deal with it. So anyways, those are some of the new upgrades, and then I had room for one more card because they come in kind of packs of like 15, 18, you know, various things. So I did a gold ring, which this is technically Dracula's ring from Simon's Quest. When this item is held within Belmont's bag, all gold dropped by monster is doubled. So, for instance, this monster here, the twin-headed dragon, drops 700 gold. Can't see it, but it's not really focusing. But anyways, yeah, there we go, 700 gold, which means that he now drops 1,400 or 1,400, however you want to say it. And so that's pretty good. However, for this magic ring to work, Belmont may not use sub-weapons. If the sub-weapon icon is rolled on the attack die, Belmont must treat it as a normal hit if he wishes to use this ring. If a sub-weapon is used or Belmont replaces this item with another, so you put a different item into his Belmont bag, this card is shuffled back into the random encounter deck. So back into the random encounter deck. So honestly, I was playing this. I was trying to play it with a family member. I go, man, this is taking forever. You know, this is taking a long time. Well, that's because a level 1 monster only drops 100 gold. And so I was like, well, we got to make this game go, you know, a little bit faster. So there's only one of this. You know, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get. You can't use your sub-weapons, but you hopefully will get some gold a little quicker with it. But of course, I can't just give you gold for nothing. There has to be something, you know, some sort of counterbalance to it. So anyways, those are my new cards. Yeah, for this, I was going to explain this, but I felt I went a long time about the double and triple shots, but I just kind of like to explain my means and reasoning. So, again, yeah, that's it. Hopefully you enjoy, and I appreciate it. Thanks a bunch.